Hi everyone, welcome and hope you're having a great day. I'll start by sharing my inspiration for this week. They are two of the three random elements, nature and stitching. The first two beautiful collage sheets are by Roben Marie Smith, and they're entitled Stitch Collage Set. It might have been a freebie because I didn't find them in her courses, and if I'm wrong, I'll make the notation in the description box. I also have this gorgeous printable from Ray Missigman and Sandi Keene's class, Colorlogue, and I'll also be adding vintage ephemera. I'd like to share some thoughts about my process before we get started. Things this past week have been crazier than usual, and it wasn't that I was uninspired, it was more a matter of time, or lack of time. And when that happens, I just resort to doing what I know and what's familiar. I realize this isn't always easy, especially when you're starting out, or not, just because I think from time to time we put pressure on ourselves to always be doing something different. Well, I'm here to say, relax the ego and just be open and vulnerable. It took me years to get to this point, but I think if you shift your thinking about repetitive work and keep in mind that many artists do this by working in a series or with a specific palette, you can relax. You're actually strengthening muscle memory, and contrary to what you think, this act does help to boost inspiration and new ideas all the time. So when you feel stuck, do what you know, do what you love, and let the rest go. Keeping this all in mind, I decided to cover most of the spread with the ephemera. Then I added blocks of the color collage that highlighted stitching. Next, I'm using titanium white and unbleached titanium ecru and haphazardly blending them directly onto the page, onto both pages. I'm going for a light coat that will allow the text to show through. Now it's time for the Gelli Plate. This well-loved plate is a nice 3 by 5 inches, and it's easily manipulated for smaller areas. I want a light color, so I'm using Dina Wakley's acrylic spray in Carnation. But instead of spraying it, I'm going to use the spray hose. That sounds funny. The spray nozzle hose to make marks. The result is a soft, subtle use of this delicate color, and I love it. And here's what I did with the leftover collage papers. I love to fussy cut, so I cut out 3 leaf patterns and used a single stitch to attach them to the collage bits. And these collage bits also have the printed stitches on them. Roben Marie creates such quality artisan papers that it's hard to tell that they're printed. I'm glad that I left the threads long enough so that they can gently float onto the pages. And that's what I'm going to show you next. I'll show you how I put everything together, and here we go. First, I have to tell you, it took me quite some time to come up with this layout. I was determined to get all 3 of the elements down in this small space, but I knew I needed a different focal point. And when I remembered this stamp set of Wonderful Wonky Faces by Kristin Peterson, things came together. I stamped the face onto book paper, but it wasn't exactly straight. So when I was playing with the layout, I had to position it a bit cocked to keep the lines straight on the page. It bothered me until I realized that the bit of the pink flower at the edge of the page kind of resembles shoulders. Can you see it now? It's pretty cool and totally serendipitous. I added eyelashes to the left eye and used Copic markers to add color to her cheeks and lips. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I just wrote vulnerable and strong on the top of her hairline. I almost stitched bangs on her, but I thought that might be too much. So anyway, I really like how she turned out, and is a great addition to this page. Well, thanks so much for watching and for listening to me go on and on, but I felt that it was a message important to share. Maybe some of you will have heard it for the first time. Maybe you already know and practice what I've shared, and that's great. But at any rate, again, thank you for watching. Can't wait to see what you come up with for this week. Claudette and I always have this high energy anticipation to see what you come up with for the week, so we can't wait. And until then, take care and see you next time. Bye.